Okay, let me explain the trickery to you here. Basically, what happens in a plane is this is designed to suck in air at a high rate and create like a turbo engine to basically suck in air here, pressurize it, and blow it out the back. That pushes the plane forward. The only thing this fuel injection atomizer is used for, tiny little spark of fuel in here, this will create thrust. When do we need that thrust? Takeoff. For 1% of the plane's functioning, takeoff. The whole rest of the ride is just sucking in compressed air and blowing it out the back. Watch this video. At the end, I'm gonna cap this together and show y'all, because what y'all don't realize is this system shows you that these afterburners are burning the whole time and fire is coming out the back, and it's not. That's why when you're on a commercial airliner and you're looking at these, you don't see any fire coming out the back. You see them on jet fighter planes, don't you? Why? Because they are thrusting and using fuel the entire time.
We will explain the technology behind the jet engine in a logical, step-by-step manner. A jet engine keeps an aircraft moving forward using a very simple principle, the same that makes an air-filled balloon move. Yes, Newton's third law of motion. Just like the reaction force produced by the air moves the balloon, the reaction force produced by the high-speed jet at the tail of the jet engine makes it move forward. So the working of jet engine is all about producing a high-speed jet at the exit. The higher the speed of the jet, the greater the thrust force. The thrust force makes an aircraft move forward. Such high-speed exhaust is achieved by a combination of techniques. If you can heat the incoming air to a high temperature, it will expand tremendously and will create the high-velocity jet. For this purpose, a combustion chamber is used. An atomized form of the fuel is burnt in the combustion chamber. Effective combustion requires air to be at moderately high temperature and pressure. To bring the air to this condition, a set of compressor stages are used. The rotating blades of the compressor add energy to the fluid, and its temperature and pressure rise to a level.
I've worked for Boeing for a long time on 737 and 747. I can't say that I ever seen a fuel cell. The way everything is riveted, high lock to fasten the various skins to structural framework, I don't see how there wouldn't be many small leaks. There would absolutely have to be a bladder. That's why I showed you that video of the guy inside the wing. Anybody with half a brain knows you'd have to have some kind of enclosed bladder system for a flammable liquid. I seen first and had to seal certain areas myself, but the sealers they use would never in a million years hold up at every fastener location or skin lap. No way. There should be thousands of photos of fuel bladders for the millions of planes built over the decades. I can't find any. This is a person who worked on these planes. No fuel bladder. No fuel bladders for any planes. And no, there isn't just fuel loaded into a wing with a bunch of rivets where it could just leak out at anywhere. You and I both know that. Maybe because planes don't actually use fuel. Compressed air engine technology. Here's the actual translation. There was no fuel in the system. Therefore, evidence that it crashed due to a lack of fuel. There was also no fuel in the APU. Therefore, strengthening our hypothesis. This is the autopsy of a plane that crashed, and they wanted to try and say that the plane crashed because it was out of fuel, but they found no fuel anywhere in the plane at all. What you would see consistently coming out of the back of a plane if it was burning fuel the whole time. Like jet fighters. Hear that sound? Exactly. Now, I got one more thing to show y'all, because everybody's a skeptic, and I get it. They want to tell you they're combusting fuel consistently on a flight. This flame is coming out because they're heating up all this compressed air, right? You know what that means? Whatever air is coming out of the back of here, this burner, should be like 1800 degrees. It should be scorching hot. It shouldn't just be pressurized air, right? Because if I'm right, then a bunch of extremely high pressured air should be coming out of the back and not flames, correct? Well, let's take a look. Let's take a look. This car is in front of the engine. It's behind the engine. Look at what the engine is doing to it. The engine, it's so powerful, it just took the car and threw it. It just threw the car. Now, no flames. Now, do y'all realize in that video, that car sat there and let that plane just blow on it for like 5 to 8 seconds before it blew it away? Was that car being bombarded with high heat? Did the windows get melted off? Did you notice that the window was actually open? So the driver wasn't even worrying about high temperatures. Why? That engine is taking Jet A1 fuel, burning it, right? And it's blowing it out the back. So what happened just now? Because I'm sorry, but it just looked like a car got blown away with high pressure air. Y'all want to keep explaining and talking about fuel in these engines? You've been lied to. Okay? Do your research. You've been lied to. And if you even calculate how much fuel these planes need to use that they're claiming they use, you'd realize, yo, they're not using fuel. They're not. You'd have to be burning a gallon a second. Come on, man. One more time. No fire. Nothing burning out the back. But somehow this plane is producing a lot of power, enough power to throw a car across a football field. You seeing what I'm saying? When I tell y'all these motherfuckers use air as the fuel, listen to me. These are air turbine engines designed to suck air in, compress it, and blow it out the back. If you can prove me wrong, by all means, go ahead. F-14s, the jet fighters in the military, their afterburners are on consistently. They're using fuel. These are using air. That's why those ain't even called airplanes. They're called jet fighter planes for the jet fuel they use. These are called airplanes for the air fuel they use. Bye.